Canada's real estate market has seen some rough times recently, but now we have seen, what, 2 interest rate cuts in a row, and there's record demand for housing. So is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? What is happening? For a closer look at that in Canadian real estate right now, we're joined by Jason Mercer, Chief Market Analyst at the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Okay, let's do a temperature check. What is happening in the Canadian housing market right now?
Yeah, as you mentioned, we've seen 2 cuts on the part of the Bank of Canada, and obviously that feeds into better affordability for a lot of would-be home buyers, both in the GTA but also across the country. But what we've also found through consumer polling we've done is that there's a lot of buyers sort of sitting on the sidelines saying, I have every intention on purchasing a home, but I actually need to see a little bit more relief on the interest rate front before I'm prepared to move into the market, more like 100 or even 200 basis points. So I think, if we look forward a year from today, we're likely going to see a lot more demand, a lot more sales in the marketplace than what we've seen, say, through the summer.
So driving around, you just see the for sale signs out there, right? So would you what kind of market are we in? Are we in the buyer's market?
Right now, if you're looking to purchase a home, you're benefiting from a lot more choice than, say, what we saw a couple of years ago. So more negotiating power on the part of buyers. And I think that's really going to be beneficial, especially for first-time buyers, as we see interest rates trend lower, is initially at least, they're going to benefit from a lot of supply, a lot of inventory. And so they'll get the best of both worlds, sort of lower prices than what we were certainly used to before the Bank of Canada started raising its interest rate, its policy rate. And at the same time, they'll take advantage of those lower mortgage rates and lower monthly payments.
So we talked about the sales. Things aren't transacting as frequently right now. But what is the housing price situation looking like across the country?
Yeah, it's an interesting question in that, you hear that sales are down, you expect, price to be falling as well. But in fact, it's remained relatively stable as we move through 2024. And I think a lot of that has to do with people who are listing their homes for sale right now, recognize that the market's going to get more affordable. You're going to see more people coming off the sidelines. And so, you haven't seen them, cutting their selling prices as much, even in the face of rising inventory.
So, Jason, you talked about the fact that we are waiting for more cuts, right? We're looking ahead to the Bank of Canada. We expect several more cuts to happen, which could obviously push the mortgage rates down. So what will that do to the buyer appetite, do you think?
Well, I think, with every cut we see on the part of the Bank of Canada, you're going to see, a growing number of people saying, I've been waiting for the last couple of years to get into the housing market. Now's my time, because I can also take advantage of, the expanding inventory situation really across all segments, but especially in the condo market where a lot of first-time buyers are pointed at.
Let's talk about that condo market. It's obviously been in the news quite a bit lately because these condos are just sitting, are they not?
Yeah, we've seen a real rise in inventory of condominium apartments. That could be from people looking to sell their existing unit to move into something different as interest rates trend lower. It could also be investors that no longer want to offer their unit for rent in the rental market. And I think that, again, will really benefit people looking to purchase their first home. That's sort of the entry point for a lot of first-time buyers. It's the lowest price point on average. And so as we continue to see interest rates trend lower, people are going to be able to take advantage of that added choice.
It's an interesting sort of balance right now, right? Because we feel like we're in a bit of a holding pattern, as you mentioned. But as soon as we see the mortgage rates start going down, people flooding back into the market, where do we expect the home prices to go? Well,
I think as we move through 2025, we'll continue to see people benefiting from quite a bit of choice. And so there won't be a lot of upward pressure on pricing. But the issue is that we haven't seen a lot of home construction either over the last couple of years. And so as we start to absorb that standing inventory, there's going to be more competition between buyers. So I think more towards the end of 2025 and into 2026, we'll start to see renewed upward pressure on home prices.
Is it a good time to buy?
I think right now, if you're looking for, whether you're looking for a condo apartment or a detached home, you're benefiting from, more inventory than we've seen for the last 10 years.
Is it a good time to sell?
I think right now, if you're listing your home for sale, you should definitely anticipate seeing, more activity as you move through the second half of this year and into 2025.
Jason Mercer, thanks for stopping by this morning. We appreciate your insight.
You're very welcome.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.